I want you to tell and show. So let me just, because I'm host is, oh, you disabled. I cannot share.
I can do it
Can you? Okay, thanks.
now.
Yeah? Oh, yes, now we can. All right, so I'm going to present, maybe some of you already know this methodology, ESA. I think most English teachers probably know this one. It's similar to PPP, which I think is more popular, but I think it's very effective, and we can think about this kind of methodology for any kind of lesson, even if we are using American English file. I think the books already have this kind of structure, but I'm giving an example. I'm going to give an example of my conversation class, which we do not have a book, so I have to prepare all the material by myself. So I think this is a very good way to structure a lesson. So this is ESA, means engage, study, and activate. Yeah, so any kind of class, I think, should start with E. Engage is very important. Yeah, I think we can engage in many different ways, by showing pictures, by showing a video, by making questions. There are many different ways of engaging the student. I'm going to talk a little bit more about it. The study part, which is the part we give instructions about vocabulary or structure, grammar, maybe, yeah. And the activate is the part where they use the language. Yeah, so this is the basic structure. This is a method of sequencing activities in lessons, and it was first proposed by Jeremy Harmer in his book, How to Teach English. Probably some of you know this one. It's very, very interesting. So yeah, just talking about each one a little bit yeah, further. So the E, the engage, get the learner's interest. So provide context, encourage learners to relate the material to themselves or to make predictions about the lesson. Yeah, I think it's very interesting also to have them relate to what you're going to present. Yeah, so they're going to bring their previous knowledge, yeah, about the lesson, about the theme, about, yeah, something they already know. Yeah, and then this way you get them to be engaged, to be motivated, yeah, to the lesson, to the content. Then you have the study, which you get the learners to look at the target language, focus on accuracy. So you're going to talk about specific things, about specific vocabulary or specific language structure. And then you're going to activate. So you're going to get them to communicate. So the focus here is on communication and fluency. So these activities should be focused on communication. Yeah. So they can use the language they had learned before, yeah, the vocabulary or the language structure, the grammar. So I brought here, so here we have just like a drawing, yeah, so a graphic talking about this. Not necessarily it has to be always ESA, yeah, it doesn't have to be like an arrow, yeah. This is an example as an arrow. So you start engage, so you provide context, then you go to study, focusing on accuracy, and then you activate, focusing on fluency. It can be one of the possibilities, yeah, this arrow. But there are also other ways to structure ESA. For example, let me go to the next one. Like this, you can circulate. You don't need to just go as an arrow. You can, yeah, use the other way around sometimes. But usually it's very interesting to start by engaging. Yeah, I think that's the one very important. So you have the engage, so you show the topic or the task. Usually then you go to study, language study, and then activate language use, yeah, the ESA. So I brought here an example, as I said, for a part of a conversation class that I had this semester. And the engage was, I had a few pictures of engaging. First is the early bird catches the worm. And then I asked them, what do you think about it? Many of them hadn't heard about this expression, and they could relate to that. Okay, a person who wakes up early gets the better part, the best part. Then I showed this other one showing the contrast, the early bird and the night owl. So some of them, oh, okay, night owl, yes, I see. So a person who goes to sleep very late. And I brought a kind of a joke, the pigeon, who says, I'm not an early bird or a night owl. I am some form of permanently exhausted pigeon. So some people could, yeah, also a kind of thing to, yeah, I think humor, something like they can have fun is very important too. When you can, always try to get them laughing or smiling as much as you can is also good and helps to motivate. So this was like the engagement, yeah, the engaged part. And then, of course, I asked them, what do you think about it? Do you have any opinion? How are you? What do you think of that? And then we went to the study part, which I brought vocabulary regarding sleeping. Yeah, so early bird, night owl, this is the chronotype, a morning monster, to sleep like a log, etc. So we talked a little bit about vocabulary relating to the theme of sleeping. And then finally, we went to the activate part, which I brought a few questions for them to talk about in pairs. Yeah, so for example, do you consider yourself an early bird or a night owl? Do you have problems sleeping, or do you sleep like a log? So also going back to that vocabulary previously taught or previously, yeah, remembering about them. So this was like the first part of the class, yeah, and this is very like, it's an arrow, ESA, yeah, but not always, as I said, you don't have to do that this way, yeah, but this is a very like an example that is ESA, yeah, so engagement with the pictures, then the vocabulary as the study, and then this pair discussion as the activation part. And this is a reference, this is the if you want, I can share with you later, so you can take a look. This is the book by Jeremy Harmer, and these two websites talk about the ESA methodology, giving more examples, more details, and other examples that you can take a look if you wish. That's it. I hope you enjoyed it.
Very good, excellent.
Thank you, Juliana.
Yeah.
Very good, Juliana.
Thanks.
You have questions, guys?
I would like to comment. First of all, thank you very much. It was very good.